This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
There he is, locked and loaded and refreshed after a hot-ass practice. How you feeling?
Yeah, today,
You feeling good?
today wasn't as bad as yesterday, man. I can tell you that. Yesterday was horrible, but had some nice cloud cover today, and cooled down a lot, man. A little bit of wind chill too, coming off their pond in the back. Like, they got a nice setup here in Tampa.
Okay. All right. Well, that's about the only thing they got. All right. Anyway, well, they do have Burn Steakhouse. All right. What else? Talk to me. Most impressive thing today in practice was what?
Dolphins offense, period. Full
Okay.
stop. Tua lit them up today. I think you're starting to see some reports float around on Twitter, and they are correct. Offense yesterday was unspectacular. You know, they took their chunk gains when they could, but it was a lot of dump offs, no shots downfield like we've been seeing in Miami Gardens. And that was kind of the same today, but I mean, Tua's accuracy was just on another level today. There were 3, maybe 4 times where I'm seeing a ball in flight and I'm thinking, oh, there's his first pick. Like, here comes an interception. And he's got somebody crossing, he's got a receiver crossing, he's got a receiver streaking out of nowhere that plucks the ball out of midair. I mean, just perfect placement. And it wasn't just him either. It was Skylar Thompson as well, was highly accurate today, pushing the ball downfield. I think his processing speed, or his processing, is starting to speed up a little bit because the arm talent is apparent. It's apparent.
There's no doubt. He's blessed, bro. He has everything you need physically to be a quarterback in the NFL. It's all about this now. It's all about the reading, the reacting, the reflexes, all that stuff. He's got to polish it up, and it sounds like he's polishing it up right now. You know, I was telling Poopart this earlier. If he continues at this pace, it becomes a problem. Okay. It's a nice problem to have, but it's also going to force you to keep him on the regular roster because you may not be able to stash him if he continues to play well. Because the problem with that kid, it's not that he's just raw. The thing is that he has the wow plays that come with it. And the wow plays are the things that like throw out the bait and they just like bring you in. You're like, holy crap. You know, like, man, if I can get, like you said today, he was highly accurate throughout which is not normal for him. But if you say that's his upside, holy shit, we can work with that. And I think that becomes the bad part about all of this. You're trying to develop the kid, but he might show you a little too much that you won't be able to stash him on the practice squad.
Yeah, that is kind of the issue, right? Like, especially preseason, you got one quarterback in Tua who you're going to want limited snaps during the preseason. He might get extended run one of these games, but Mike McDaniel sounded pretty non-committal about that today. Teddy Bridgewater, again, he can get some run, but it's not going to do him necessarily a whole lot of good. So Skylar Thompson is really kind of your guy. You don't have a fourth quarterback to share those, reps with. He's going to get a lot of exposure. If he looks good, like you said, it's going to be hard to stash him on the practice squad. You're going to either have to put, like, these 53 spots are already at a premium because of Alec Ingold's presence there. Like, that's taking one of your throwaway spots. Not throwaway, but you know what I mean, one of your versatile spots. I don't think they can afford necessarily to keep 3 quarterbacks on the roster. And because they drafted him, I don't know that they want to lose Skylar Thompson. So I'm not saying that this is precluding Thompson replacing Teddy Bridgewater as the number 2 quarterback. I don't feel like that's going to happen, even though I do think that Thompson's outplayed Teddy throughout the training camp. I just don't think that you want to trust. They have a lot with Teddy as their backup. They know what they have. It's safe. It's somebody they trust. And you don't know what you have with Skylar Thompson as your backup. You don't really want to go into the season with a rookie as your last line of defense here if your starter goes down.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. The only thing I could see is what I told Poop, is that if he does continue to play well and progress, and then you're forced to keep him on the regular roster because you can't stash him, then by the trading deadline, if Tua's in a groove and the other kid's feeling good and all that, you're going to lose Teddy at the end of the year anyway. You might end up trading him by the deadline for a team that needs a quarterback or something like that. So I could see something like that just to get a pick because you got to now try to make up for what the owner screwed up in a way. So this might be another way to do it because in the end, he's not going to be here next year. So you're going to
I
get
wouldn't expect that.
right, exactly. So that's again, I'm getting way ahead of myself here. This might have been Skylar's ultimate moment, what he did with you guys today. And from here on out, he goes back to being really erratic and all that stuff. So maybe it ends right there. But if Skylar continues to progress because they kind of view him as a backup quarterback, then I can see that option down the line. All right. So walk us through the offensive line. I'm not worried about Teron Armstead. As long as he's looking healthy and looking, physically in shape, I'm not worried about that dude. Walk me through the other four. What did you see today?
I thought that Austin Jackson had a good practice. Connor Williams had a good practice. No errant snaps that I saw.
Oh,
Rob,
I heard there was one high one to Tua.
I know there was one yesterday. Like I said, I didn't see that today, but
Okay.
I'm by myself watching two different fields. So, there's a chance I could have missed it, but I didn't see it.
Okay.
I thought Eichenberg was fine, and Rob Hunt has been pretty consistent. So, like their pass protection has looked a lot better these past 2 days than I think I expected. Save the 2-minute drill, they gave up kind of a drill-ending sack to Shaquille Barrett, which I believe Teron Armstead took responsibility for after practice. He said it looked like it was Liam's fault, but it was really his. That's leadership, man. Like I said, there's going to be a C on Armstead's chest come September.
Of course.
But
and that's what. And by the way, that's what leaders do. You don't want the young guy to take and he knows what that young guy is going through. It's good for him to take that, that right away to get that pressure off him because then it's misunderstood and it's blamed to the wrong person and it really wasn't Liam's fault. So yeah, that's a good move.
And so yeah, I thought that was strong. It's hard to really judge where they are in as far as run blocking goes. Teron Armstead says that they have a chance to be an explosive run team. They didn't show it this week. I don't think they showed it against Tampa, but Tampa's also a stout run defense. You got Vita Vea there in the middle. You got linebackers who can fly. It's just not really it's a good test, but it's not one that Miami necessarily dominated. I will say that I thought Savon Ahmed was maybe the strongest runner throughout the week. There were times where, we thought it was Sony Michel. We're like, wow, Sony's looking great. And then we realized it's a 2.6 instead of a 2.8. And it was the chunk gains that they did get on the ground. It was usually Savon Ahmed getting it. I mean, granted, I can't tell you what unit he's playing against. So just in case anybody is wondering there or was asking that, I can't tell you who he was playing against, if it was starters or not. But I can tell you that you can only play against the people that line up across from you, and he was making plays. So long shot, I think, still to make the 53, but he's cheap. He's looked a lot better than Myles Gaskin, who was not particularly good today, and I think that automatically gives him the edge there. And I think he's also cheaper than Sony Michel as well. He just needs to have, I don't know, Sony's kind of the between the tackles de facto runner right now. Savon's got to show an ability to do that.
All right. I keep thinking that Sherfield and Craycraft are the 5 and 6 wide receivers on this team. You know who the top 4 are already, with Azukam and the other 3 guys. Is there any reason to think anything different? Did you see anything from anybody else and any of the other receivers who also, by the way, must help out on special teams if they're going to take that 5th or even if that 6th spot, if they're going to keep that 6th spot? You tell me what do we see at wide receiver from all the other guys? Not named.
I cannot remember Lynn Bowden making a memorable play this week. I cannot remember Preston Williams making a memorable play this week. He did have his man beat during one-on-one drills, and it was probably Skylar Thompson's worst pass of the day. He led him a little too far out of bounds. Preston wasn't able to corral it. Kind of threw his hands up in frustration afterwards as well. Kind of just sums up where he's at right now. But no, I think the wide receiver room is set. I will say, and we're jumping positions here. I will say a name just to just to keep an eye on. Just to
Okay.
keep an eye on here. Tanner Connor.
Yes. Yeah.
Undrafted rookie tight end out of Idaho State, converted wide receiver, put on some weight over the offseason, switched to tight end. I believe track star as well. I think I heard, I need to do the background, but I did hear that he was the 200-meter champion at Idaho State.
Key question. Special teams. What does he do on special teams?
He can fly. Oh,
Okay.
He can run. He can fly.
So you have so is he being used as a returner or is he
no
as a gunner?
More like gunner.
Okay.
Gunner. Don't get
hold on. Me flies. It's either or,
but,
you know what I'm saying? So I gotta ask.
He's a guy. He had a big catch and run today from Skylar Thompson. It's not the first time. It's not even the second time. I don't even know if it's the third time that I've seen him do so at practice. He is somebody who, you know, we saw Adam Shaheen was traded earlier this week, and it's not like Shaheen was going to particularly have a big role, but this is a guy that was vastly outplaying Adam Shaheen, and it made him even more expendable. It's a guy who I can see
and a lot cheaper,
a
right?
lot cheaper.
Yeah. You clear a little
Look,
cap
if they keep 3 tight ends, which would make sense, Gesicki, Smythe, and I'm going Connor right now.
Not Carter?
Nope.
He's a special teamer. He helps out.
I'm just
okay.
Dark horse. I would think Tanner Connor.
So you don't think they could keep 4? They're going to keep 3. Okay. All right.
We'll see. Like I'm in the yeah, and that was stupid. So that was dumb.
That was very Bears-like. You are correct. Stupid. Yes.
So to put it bluntly, that was dumb, and it's a different staff that is smarter. So I wouldn't expect 5.
Well, you saw the
4
receivers.
Is a stretch.
They kept 87 receivers, and 85 of them were injured. I mean, like, what the hell was going on last year? Like, what? Like, it's completely different. The roster construction, you can tell, is not nearly as flow influenced as it was last year, because there was some weird stuff, man. They were depending on too many undependable people. It was really odd. I didn't understand that. Like, how do you put your eggs in that basket or in that basket or in that basket? What is wrong with you? Don't you see what's going on? It was really, really weird. The receiver thing last year was so baffling. Like, you had so many guys, and you had guys on the back end that did nothing for you at special teams. And you're like, why are you keeping Albert Wilson around? He does nothing on special teams. You just can't keep some of these
emergency quarterback Albert Wilson. But no, I thought that from afar, I thought last year's wide receiver group was much improved. But I was banking it on Will Fuller staying healthy.
Right. Which he never does. Which he never does, by the way.
If he was healthy or motivated or whatever the story was, if he could play last year, we'll say that. If he could play last year, that would have added a completely new dynamic to Miami's offense. Because it's somebody, look, love him or hate him, I don't think he's reliable either. But if they could have got 8 games out of Will Fuller last year, I think they at least win 1, and they only missed the damn playoffs by 1 game.
Yeah, I understand in theory what you're talking about, but I'll use the Super Bowl, Kansas City, and Tyreek Hill and Kelsey as an example. And 2 years ago, Mahomes couldn't find the fastest player in the league because his ass was on the field, not standing up because his line couldn't block. So in the end, no matter what Will Fuller would have been if he could have stayed healthy, that line was not good enough to play the deep game. That's why with Waddle, they had to play the slot game because they didn't have time for him to get downfield because Tua would have been killed by then. So they had the quick passing game. And I don't know if that's Will Fuller's game, the quick passing.
I think he's fast.
Yes.
I think he's fast. He's fast, and he adds a new dimension on defense to take the attention away from Jalen Waddle, because toward the end of the year, Devontae Parker wasn't getting open. You don't need to shadow coverage over him. No, you're right.
What
other receiver was worth his weight, man?
Nobody needed bracketing or anything like that. You are correct.
So it is a different element that, I mean, we heard Tua say it wasn't last year, it was in Muscle and Fitness magazine this summer, that a lot of their play designs last year was basically, okay, if this guy's not open, then fuck it, we shit out of luck.
Right.
So
Yeah.
he's somebody who could get open. The Dolphins receivers last year were one of the worst in terms of average yards of separation at the time of the pass. I think we're kind of seeing that. Like it's something, if you're a Dolphins fan, you have seen over the past 3 years, because since Tua entered the league, his receivers actually have the lowest average yards of separation per route run. So he's just somebody who could separate, and that's not something that they had a lot of last year. But moot point, he didn't play. When he did play, he was moderately ineffective. 2-point conversion, I believe, in Vegas to send a game that they should have had well in hand into overtime. And yeah, golly, man, that was one of those games where I feel like, I hate being well, if this guy was here, they would have. I hate having to do that, even though I just did it with Will Fuller. But that was a game where I feel like, yeah, if Tua plays, I think they probably win that game. I don't think Jacoby Brissett helped.
All right, one more thing before I let you go. Hunter Long, where does he stand in your tight end room? What's he doing?
Nothing. Look, on the field and in the classroom, I think that he's got a lot more.
Nothing.
He's making a lot more of an impact than he is on the field when we're there. But he's not. He's somebody who struggled with drops this summer. He is somebody who struggles to get open. I got to watch him a little bit more as a blocker, but the tight ends as a whole, this is not going to be the same impact on the game that you have seen out of Miami tight ends in years past. They are not being used on the field as receivers, which is, I think, why they didn't want to sign Mike Gesicki long term. They gave him the franchise tag because they want to see what kind of tight end can he be from their mind. Like how can he play the position as they see intended?
Omar had Gesicki blocking today. Did you see Gesicki blocking today?
I saw Gesicki catching a touchdown today. He dropped another one, but he caught a touchdown today. This was the most active I think I've seen Gesicki all summer. But we heard Mike say a few days back that everybody in that room has been conditioned to play tight end a certain way, and I'm paraphrasing here. That way is wrong. That way is wrong. He said that they're taught to be kind of defensive and reactive, and they want their tight ends to attack. And so they are learning to attack. And that's why I brought up Tanner Conner. I think he's somebody who's attacking his opportunity. I did see him flub a block today in which he ran into the right tackle and was slow to set the edge. Defender got around and sacked Thompson. But I think there's hope there. At the very least, this is a guy who's got to be added to the practice squad. I don't think that he's leaving Miami.
Wow, so we failed on the Boston College coach, and now his damn tight end too. Damn, bro, just wrong. This flow disease just like lingers on the damn Dolphins. Wow. So Hunter Long, a long shot now on the Miami. Maybe they'll trade him too.
We'll see. Third round pick, so he's going to have, because of that team control and because of the assets that this front office put into him, I think he's probably got a longer leash. But he hasn't popped. He has not popped to me this summer, and I don't want to say it's disappointing because I don't have emotion into it like that. But you would kind of expect a little bit more out of a second-year tight end.
Yeah.
But it is. I will give him that. I'll give him this, that it is hard for any tight end to make an impact in this offense right now.
Yeah, no, and especially he's known a little bit more as a blocker. So you figure for this offense, he might even fit even better. But again, he's young. Who knows, man? Maybe it's just a learning curve for him. Might be a little longer for him than others. That's the one thing you can never predict with some players, when that light will go on. Some guys are Javon Holland, and some guys might take them a little longer. And it's just one of those things that you really can't measure. All right, what are you doing over at ESPN so folks can check you out, Marcel, Louis, Jacques?
Well, shoot, man, I might be hopping over to Tyreek Hill's store opening on the 15th, see what these hoochie shorts are all about. But No, you know,
Is it the Hal Habib hoochie shorts? I mean, is he going to give Hal credit? Is he going to call him the Hal Hal's hoochie shorts? That's what it should be called, right?
I can't confirm or deny that, but no, I'm just working on. I've still got feature stories that I'm gathering info into. I just had an interview 2 days ago that I thought it was enlightening. I can't wait to share the content of it with everybody else. But beyond that, man, we've got a game to cover on Saturday. Finally, Dolphins football is back. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to hyper analyzing real football now instead of hypothetical this or that, who's better, who belongs. We got something concrete. Want to see what McDaniel's game planning is like, what calling plays from the sideline is going to be like for him, what their process is. So there's a lot to watch for come Saturday.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. Make sure you follow him on Twitter at Marcel_LJ. Catch him twice a week here with our myedgedrink.com Miami Dolphins report. Of course, catch him there also on ESPN doing his thing. Marcel, thank you, my friend. Have a great weekend.
Appreciate it, man. See y'all next time.
You got it. There you go. You now have the edge.
You now